Do we remember what happened last time?
Not the bathtub.
No, the bathtub's this time.
The bathtub is this time. Last time was...
No, I don't even think the bathtub's this time. I think the bathtub is chapter 7.
Time is an illusion. No, I don't remember. I could probably take guesses at events, but I probably wouldn't get it right.
So I believe... Oh, man. Okay, so I'm on chapter 7 now, but I'm going to talk about chapters 4, 5, and 6. So that's what this one's going to be. I'm not going to lie. It's always funny seeing Mokuda kind of panic at trying to fight like stronger and stronger monsters. You saw this back with like the Orthros and the Griffins, and he just does not want to be there. Fel will protect him though.
Right.
He can't get it in his head that, Fel's got his back. Only for Fel and Sue to just be powerhouses and absolutely destroy any monster in their path. He has those 2 marks from the Guildmaster, the bloody hornbulls and the metal lizard, which eventually turned out to be a herd of bloody hornbulls and a mithril lizard.
Oh, right.
So that's where we are right now. Okay, does that paint a better picture?
So everybody's in the guild. They're out? Or did we already talk? Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just the downside of having future knowledge. Because it's like you expect a certain thing to happen, and then it's just like, oh, are we here? And it's like, yes and no. I can talk about it.
I will also equate that to me being stressed over work, and then also fine. Just not being at all remember.
You probably remember stuff like the bath because it's the last thing that happens in the anime. Mm-hmm. But that'll just be covered later. Right now, I'm just going through like his request in this new city. Mm-hmm. So he kind of like he goes and he deals with the metal lizard turned mithril lizard, right? And then that turns into a bigger brouhaha because having an active mithril vein is a huge boon for any kingdom. So when he goes and he turns it in, mm-hmm. the carcass of the mithril lizard, it's really good. Like, it's far better than a metal lizard. And the guildmaster and the butcher, Johan, they both, like, slack-jawed. They're incredibly surprised. And it's like, okay, wow. Not only were you able to take down your mark in a day, and we expected you to be out for, like, a week, but it's an evolved monster, and I now have to report this to the local lord, and he's going to need to report this to the king. Because a lot of the times, when mithril veins are found, kingdoms are kind of built around that. Mm-hmm. So, there's like 4 kingdoms, I believe. There's like 4 kingdoms in this world right now. And there are 3 mithril veins. He's in the only country that doesn't have a mithril vein, and now they do. So it's kind of a big deal to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I like the little comment that Fel makes when he fights the mithril lizard. And it's just, oh yeah, well it's made out of mithril now, and it has this ability to like resist magic. And it's like, oh okay, well that's why mithril armor is so sought out, because it'll help you against these elemental attacks that normal armor would not help you out against. Mm-hmm. And then Mokuda in his curiosity asked Fel, like, oh how much do you think it'll resist? And he's like, well if his whole body's mithril, it's probably going to cut my magic attacks in half. So if I hit him with lightning, it's like it's only going to do half damage. Mm-hmm. That's like, okay, well you can't do physical because his body's made of mithril as well. So that's like, what's the plan here? And then Fel's just like, I'm just going to hit him with enough magic to kill him twice over.
Oh. In my head, I was like, baby Sue? No, okay, apparently not.
No, he just shoots him so full of lightning, it would normally kill him twice over. And he flops
stacking
over.
An enemy with as many like debuffs as you can.
Oh yeah, no, you just hobble him. But for Fel, he's a powerhouse. Mm-hmm. He gets to do this because he does way too much damage. Oh man. With the bulls though, Fel and Sue, yeah, they slaughtered them all. Record time, by the way. Like it was 57 bulls and they cleared them in like a minute. So they killed like a bull a second.
Impressive.
It's... Ooh. Of course, you have to deal with the blood ocean afterward. And he gets Sue to do his big slime thing. You know, Sue just expands and then he duplicates and he absorbs everything all back up. Unfortunately, that ends up turning into the wyvern attack later. That smell was pungent enough to summon the wyverns. Yeah. I do like that Mokuda's head is in the right place when it comes to some of this stuff, because I know he said that he's read some of the isekais before, and he's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna have a mithril lizard in my inventory, like, I'm gonna go ahead and steal some of this mithril, and can I make like armor out of it? And Fel every time is like, stop! I'm gonna put a barrier on you. My barrier is gonna keep up with anything that you would possibly need it for. But I want armor.
I don't wear armor.
It's cool.
Look cool. It's like a big brother.
Mm-hmm.
Hence Uncle Fel.
Yeah, as much as he doesn't like the nickname, it sticks. It works.
It's so cute.
Oh man, the goddesses. Oh boy, the goddesses.
Bunch of wrecks they are, but I love them.
So yeah, it's because of your future knowledge, you know what's going to happen. But yeah, Fel barks at him, and he's like, "Have you done your offerings?" And then Mokuda's like,
"No,
no." This time's different. Clearly, the moment he tries to set everything up, Ninrir starts like bitching at him, but then all of a sudden he hears those other voices. He hears the voices of Kisharl, Agni, and Rusalka, and they're like, "Hey, Otherworlder, you should give us treats as well. We'll give you blessings. You don't even... Ninrir gave you a blessing so that you can use as a goddess of the wind. Do you even have affinity for wind? No, that's what I thought." And so Kisharl and Agni are like, "But you have an affinity for earth and fire, so here you go." And they force their minor blessings onto him. And he's like, "Okay, well, my fire and my earth magic's a little bit better. This is fantastic." And then poor little Ruka.
Ruka, just the quietest mouse you've ever seen.
Yeah, in the book describes her as having the body of an 8-year-old. So she is small.
She's tiny.
She's small. Yeah, she meekly kind of just puts it out there. It's like, "Oh, well, if we're going off of that logic, then I can't give you my blessing because you don't have any water affinity. And if I don't give you my blessing, then I don't get any offerings."
Then she gets sad.
And then she gets sad.
She starts crying.
And then Mokuda is like, it's like, he starts getting bad vibes from the other goddesses. I was like, "Fix this, Otherworlder." And then
it's like,
And then he's like, "All right, Sue." That's like, you here.
You can give it to Sue.
Give it to Sue. And then she does. It was like, here's a normal blessing.
And then it's like, "Hey, oh, by the way, Ruka only gives out blessings every other 100 years or so." And then it's like, what?
Yeah, no, you remember that correctly. Yeah. They all freak out, and it's like, "Hey, whoa, you didn't give a minor blessing, you gave a normal blessing."
A normal blessing.
And it's just like, and she says, "It's like, yeah, it's a normal blessing." Yeah. The creator god gets mad pissed at you guys all the time because you guys give out blessings every 10 years. I haven't given out a blessing in like 130 years, so I get to do normal blessings. And then that shut them up. They're like, "Oh, well, okay, she's right." Mokuda has more mouths to feed. That's where chapter 5 leaves off. Chapter 6 is, I also tried being a merchant. And I love it's really short. This chapter was, I think it was like 20 pages. It was super nothing. He ends up coming back and he turns in the bulls and he gets like a nice like 1,000 gold. I was like, "Okay, this is really good." The guild ends up cutting a deal with him, and they're like, "Okay, well, if you only come to us for these butcherings, we'll waive the fee. We're not going to charge you for your butcherings anymore, but you can only come to us. And then that's when you learn, like, he goes over and he talks to Lambert, and Lambert's like, yeah, there's plenty of other places where adventurers get their carves. There are 2 types of butchers. There's a food butcher who will, like, let's say you gave him a bloody horn bull. He will destroy the pelt, but the meat will be of the best quality. Mm-hmm. And then the other way around, which is there's like a leather worker. So he'll get the hide and it'll be in nice, pristine condition. The horns will be good. Everything will be good. He will absolutely fuck up the meat. The guild costs way more to butcher at, but he does the best of both worlds. You will get the best quality meat and the best quality of hide. Mm-hmm. Because he takes absolute care. He is an absolute professional at what he does. So the fact that Mokuda gets that fee waived is fantastic. It's a huge windfall. So based off of what happened in the last chapter, like Mokuda and Sue got their new blessings and they want to go. It's like, oh, I kind of want to throw some fireballs and see what they look like.
Let me guess. Uncle Fell's trying to.
He's immediately like, you should try and fight some stuff, and he's just like,
no.
Why are you like this, dude?
Like,
I'm just gonna practice. And then Fell just goes off into the woods. It's like, well, you're boring. I'm gonna go do my own thing.
You don't want to hit some goblins, so I'm just gonna, screw off, I guess.
Yeah, and to Fell's credit, he does go and kill a black serpent, which is what Lambert wanted Mokuda to do. And then, so he comes back after Sue had chopped down like 5 trees effortlessly with the water cutter, and Mokuda actually produces like halfway decent like stone bullets and fireballs now. Mm-hmm. And so there's this cute little scene where like his big eaters are constantly wanting food at every turn. It's like, it's like we want 5 meals a day. I was like, dude, I can do 3 max. I would be cooking nonstop if you guys wanted so many meals. And so he thinks of an idea of like trying to do meal prep, and he's like, okay, well maybe I can buy a meat grinder off of my online store, and I can grind up some meats, and Sue ends up helping him a little bit with that. And then, as luck would have it, like Lambert is trying to get a hold of Mokuda to come back to the shop so they can discuss business stuff. And there was this little boy who was Lambert's assistant that he saved during the bandit raid before they got into town. And so the boy shows up again, and he's like, it's like, Sir Mokuda, I'm the associate from Lambert. It's like you need to. It's like your presence is requested at the store. And then he's just like, Mokuda's just there cranking the meat grinder and just making patties for like hamburgers and stuff. And the boy is transfixed. He's hypnotized. And Mokuda's like, do you want like a burger and fries? And the boy's like, I don't know what that is, but yes. Yes, I do.
We're about to give a Victorian child.
You give a Victorian child.
Some Doritos and Mountain Dew. Actually, you know what? That child is already malnourished anyway. It'll probably.
Oh yeah, no. It was one of those things to where like he fed him 1 plate full of food, and then it's very clear that he can eat another. And Mokuda's like, this kid probably ate half his body weight in food.
Right. Like, this kid's not getting any food in the first place.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Lambert's probably throwing him like a copper or 2 every time he's like trying to like deliver a message. I was like, I'll give you a little bit of pocket change if you go talk to somebody for me. Mm-hmm. It's like, there you go. So I don't have to leave my shop.
Here's a cheeseburger, my child.
Mm-hmm. Well, when they turn in to Lambert's shop, he does this scene where he pours his heart out about his marital problems. And he's just, because it's like, I'm the owner of a leather goods store. Me and my wife's anniversary's coming up.
I don't know
and if she gets another handbag, she's gonna rip my head off. I was like, but that's all I have. It's like she has every single coin purse. She has every single handbag. It's like she has every single belt. It's like, I can't do anything for her, man. And then Mokuda's like, well, I was coming here to see if I can sell some stuff in your shop. And Lambert's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I got some soap.
Materialism!
On the inside, he's like, I can buy soap from my online grocery store for like a 3 for a copper. They're mad cheap.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes over to Lambert, and he's like, I'm looking to sell these. And he's like, oh, is this soap? Wow, this is like, oh, this is made really well. It's got like a nice scent. It's really hearty. It's even got like the company logo. I'm thinking it's got like the Dove logo printed on it or something.
Yeah. Some Pantene.
Something, yeah. I don't know a lot of soap brands. I just buy Dove because they're cheap.
I watched too much TV as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's just so much soap, shampoo.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe she's born. No, I did it the other way around.
Maybe she's born. Maybe it's Maybelline.
There you go. Oh, man. It's... Ooh. He buys as much supply as Mokuda has to offer. And...
You know what? This is good. Because he's gonna need this money in order to support his... How many?
His big eaters.
His big eaters up in the sky.
Yes, yeah. It's like Sue fell, and now he has 3 additional goddesses for a total of 4 goddesses and 2 familiars that he needs to feed. He needs the dodge.
Family at that point.
Oh man. The good news is Lambert buys a huge shipment of beauty supplies off of Mokuda. The downside is his wife finds out immediately, so the anniversary gift is completely ruined.
Yeah.
Like the surprise behind it. Mm-hmm. But she also places her own order of beauty supplies.
So she gives him money, right?
Yeah, no, he gets money for this.
Okay.
I don't know if it's hammered in this chapter, but he did get paid really well for it. I know the chapter like ends off on like a comedic note of him saying, oh, after taking the soap out of its original container to put in a glass container that's more native to this world, I had to do that times like 300 times. I got real tired of soap smell for doing this for half a day. Yeah. There was an extra chapter. This is the first time you hear about the other 3 people that got isekai'd with Mokuda.
Okay.
So if you remember what happened at the beginning of the series, mm-hmm. It's like 3 high school kids got isekai'd, and then they kind of laughed at Mokuda a little bit. And I was like, I can't imagine they were too malicious. They were like, it's kind of funny. He got online shopper, while we got like holy swordsman.
We got cool shit.
They got the isekai stuff.
Me as a mid-20s, almost in my 30s. Wow, that's weird. Now I'm like, no, online shopping would be bomb to have as a skill in a world like that. What are you talking about?
It's so good. No, yeah, so it's a very short. Anytime there's like these extra chapters, mm-hmm. They're seriously like 5 pages.
Yeah.
It's just a chapter featuring the other 3 people that got isekai'd. Their names are Kaito, Kanon, and Yoshida.
Kanon, and Yoshida.
So Kaito's the guy, and then Kanon and Yoshida are the 2 girls. Mm-hmm. It kind of starts off with like Kaito thinking about like how his little sister has been reading a bunch of like trash isekai, and he's been making fun of her about it, and he's talking to his 2 lady friends. It's like about this silly situation as they're getting out of school and they're crossing the street, and then what ends up happening? A bright flash happens, and then they get isekai'd, but who is also crossing the street at the same time?
Mokuda. Oh no!
So that's what ends up happening. So it's the generic isekai stuff ends up happening. They get the protagonist skills. The kingdom like promotes them to like knighthood. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh yeah, so it's like, here we go. It's like now please help us out. Go defeat the demon lord. Mm-hmm. And then of course we notice Mokuda being like, it's like, oh, is this country really in so much peril? It's like the king is like mega fat. And he's wearing like, he's got a fistful of rings and jewelry.
That's a really, is the right word astute? Yeah, like, that's a really astute, like, observation that he makes.
And he's just like, it's like, okay, well, they're probably not as in dire straits as they make it seem to be. So he's like, okay, well, this is very fishy. I'm out of here. And then the other three, like, yeah, as I mentioned, they kind of like make fun of him. And it's like, it rubbed me kind of wrong, like, at first, but it's like, I get it. Like, I get it. It's like, it seems like it seems like a ridiculous skill. The part that seems sus about this chapter, or this little extra, is they get paired up with knights that, like, fulfill their fantasy. So, like, the kingdom is like, here's some knights that will join you in your training and in your journey. And you are a group of 1 man and 2 women. And here's 2 guys and 1 woman. And, like, they completely describe them as each other's type.
Oh.
So, like, the one girl, like, looks at, like, one of the knights, and he's kind of, like, the broody type, and he's just, like, and he's, like, tall, dark, and handsome kind of look, and then, like, one of the girls completely falls for him, and the other guy looks very Prince Charming, the blonde hair with the curls and stuff like that, and the other girl kind of, like, is making goo-goo eyes at him, and then the last female knight, like, Kaito describes it as, it's like, she looks like my favorite movie star. And she's talking to me. And it's like, what? It's like, whoa, this is kind of, it's one of those, it's a little too good to be true.
It seems very, very too good to be true.
And so that's where it leaves off. You get that little taste. You get that little taste that's like, that's
interesting.
That's what happens to them.
I really hope that with the second season of Campfire Cooking that people get interested in reading.
Yeah, probably.
Because this is really interesting.
So that was 5, and then the interlude, and then chapter 6. So chapter 6 is the Wyvern attack. Yeah, so he makes a grip of money, doing the stuff for Lambert. He turned in the bulls, and he got all of that. The guildmaster gets the notification back because he gave the notification to the local lord, and he said, "Oh, the king will reward you handsomely for this info." It's not like it's his mine to give away. The mine was already part of the kingdom, but now that they know that it's there, they give him 6,000 gold, and of course, all this talk about money does nothing for Fel. He's like, I'm not going to spend any of this money. It's like, are we going to go do something eventually? Are you done, doing your little merchant stuff and doing all this, like and
shush!
And
in order to be able to cook for you like I do, I have to have the money.
That's like, yeah, it's like, we should go, like, kill some stuff. And then Moku's like, why are you like this? Why do you want to go fight all the time? And then Fel just immediately claps back as like, no, you're more weird than I am. How are you afraid of goblins? There's no way me recommending us going to go kill goblins has you in a tizzy. I see no downside to this. You get stronger and I get to fight. It's like it's a win-win. And Mokuda's like, I don't like you. As if on cue, the guild maiden comes in and she's like, emergency. There's been a flock of wyverns that has been spotted.
Fel looking at looking at Fel, giving the side eye with each other, like we totally.
And then the guild master kind of like gathers everybody in the lobby, and he stands up on a table and he's like, all right, we all have to contribute. Everybody that's rank C and up has to help. Oh, mandatory. And then Mokuda's like, I was just promoted to rank C. Oh no. So he has to do it. And then of course Fel opens his big mouth and he's just like,
I'll take care of
I'll take care of him, yeah. There's while that's happening, it's like they're bringing in the wounded, the party, and they're all bashed up, and Mokuda's like, if you guys are out of potions, like I have some, and there's a part of his mind that's like, I don't want to give away Sue's potions, but also at the same time, I want to see how good they are. So like it's like, here, you can go ahead and use these, and
It's an emergency. You can...
Yeah, exactly. And so the guildmaster's like, okay, I'll pay you back. I was like, it makes sense. You're such a high-ranking adventurer. Of course you would have potions on you. And so he takes it, and then he pours it on the wound, and they cure instantly. And then it's like he's looking kind of he's looking slack-jawed for like 2 reasons. 1, wow, this is a really good potion. I've never seen a potion this good before. 2, oh God, how expensive is this? I literally just told Mokuda I'd pay him back for this. This better not empty my wallet.
Oh my God. That's understandable.
Yeah. And, oh man. Of course, Feld then chimes up and is like, everybody don't worry about it. I'm going to take out the Wyverns, but I get to keep the Wyverns. And then the Guildmaster's like, yeah, of course, absolutely. And then everybody's like starting to chat. I was like, that wolf just talked. Great wolves do not talk. It's probably a Fenrir. Oh, that's crazy. It's like he's got a Fenrir. It's like, there we go. It's like it's no longer like a rumor. People are now starting to realize that it's like, okay, yeah, it's Fel's like the real deal. And then of course, like because of the commotion, like Sue wakes up out of the handbag, and there's this little scene that I don't believe is in the anime where like Sue is like poking out of the handbag, and somebody notices and was like, oh, he's a tamer. It makes sense. He has multiple familiars. He has a slime? That seems pretty useless. Why would you ever want a slime? And then Fel, just with no hesitation in Sue's corner. How dare you? He could kill everybody in this room. Keep your mouth shut.
It's literally, don't ever fucking talk about my child, my son.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
You have something to say about my boy, huh?
Do not cross
Say it with your chest,
line.
huh?
That is my family member. Shut up.
Oh yeah, no, that shut the room up real quick. The quote unquote scene with the Wyverns is very I love how just Fel and Sue are so jazzed to get some fighting in. And Fel goes into full teacher mode. I was like, Sue, this is alright, let's go. Ooh, we're gonna fight some Wyverns. This is your first chance. This is your first time fighting flying enemies. That's like, as you know, you want to shoot stuff in the head with your projectile. But flying enemies are hard to hit. If you hit them in the wing, they'll come crashing down, and you just finish them off. So here, it's like, you give it a shot. They run up on the flock, and there's like a dozen of them. Yeah, there's a dozen of them, and there's like a 13th one that they don't see. But so like Sue like shoots one down. He tries to hit it in the head, and it crashes down. And then Fel just like, he has like a vacuum attack that he does with like the air, and he just pops off the Wyvern's head. And it's just, Mokuda's like, I will never get used to that. That is so horrible and gruesome. And so, to Fel's disappointment, obviously, it's not a fight at all. It's over in an instant. Like, they just shoot them all down and finish them off. I think it's very specific that they didn't die in any other way other than decapitation. Mm-hmm. It's like, there's this weird thing where Mokuda's like, it's like, oh yeah, I was wondering if I can preserve meat by having it like dried out. And the way that I want to do that is it's like, okay, Sue, I've seen you clean up blood before. Can you absorb the blood from the meat?
Interesting.
And then Sue's like, yeah, Sue can probably try and do that, absolutely. And then Sue does big slime, divides up into like a dozen smaller slimes, and then enters the neck hole of the Wyverns. And then fucking slurps up the blood.
No wonder they didn't put that in the...
And then both... This is where both Mokuda and Fel are both like, oh.
Sue, honey.
That's the Jesus.
That is so... Wow, you really can kill people in an instant, can you? You are a threat.
Oh my god. Dude, Back at the guild. Back at the guild, everybody's freaking out because it's like, oh well, it's. I wonder if they're going to be okay. Is this too much for a Fenrir? We have no idea how strong that slime is, and the group comes back in, and it's just like, oh yeah, cheers all around. It was like, it's like they did it, yeah, and it's like, and then Mokuda's like, it's like, cool. I can't let them know that half of that time was them complaining about, oh, I prefer this burger over this. And Sue's like, oh, I prefer the pork. And then it's like steak's like, no, it's gotta be steak all the way. And then Mokuda's over here. It's like, I'm kind of more of a chicken kind of guy. Like it's like I'll eat et cetera, like every day, all day. And it's just, and then they're just spending half of the time out there eating. And then it's like, okay, well, I can't let them know that. It'll break the illusion that we fought real hard. Immediately, Fel is like, it's like, yep, the fight was super easy. Yeah, it took us like 5 minutes. We were gone all afternoon because, we're getting a bite to eat. Mood killer. Once again, the Guildhall falls completely silent.
Fel, please shut up. Oh my god.
That's kind of where the chapter ends. Well, there's like one more thing. There's, he tries to ask Johan to carve up the 13 wyverns. And then like Johan's like, oh, I'm sorry. I can't do this for 2 reasons. One, I don't have enough room for 13 wyverns. These are very large creatures. And this storage shed is not equipped for that. 2, I need to put in a request to the guild to use the mithril knife. I cannot cut through a wyvern hide with my regular butcher equipment. And I love the picture in my head of him asking the guildmaster, and the guildmaster has like a mithril knife locked away in one of his little cupboards in his desk drawer or something.
Yeah.
But,
it's safe.
Yeah, it would be somewhere like that where it's like, oh, we're gonna get somebody to come down and
it's like hanging. I when I imagine that stuff, I imagine like knives or weapons like that to be hanging, because technically, like if you had it laid down, you wouldn't. How do I put this? When you put a saxophone or a guitar in a guitar or saxophone case, let's say, the inside of it is like felt. It's like very soft.
Oh yeah,
because don't want the metal, or you don't want the metal or whatever is
to get damage in it.
Yeah.
In my brain, it's just like there's a gun safe in the guild, and even the guildmaster doesn't know the combination. In my brain, this is how I picture it. There's a safe in the guild that has the knife in it, and nobody knows the combination. They have to apply for somebody to come from like headquarters and come down, and they'll be like, this is the code for the safe, or they'll come down and unlock it and be like, here, you can use the knife for a bit, and then they like watch him the whole time, because this is such like a problem, especially because this is a country that doesn't have mithril available to them, but now they do. So that's where chapter 6. I'll get around to watching. I'll get around to reading chapters 7, 8, and 9. That'll be the rest of book 2. I'm going to polish off book 2 soon. I'll gush about it later. And then I'll finally get around to read the rest of Spider. Because I want to do book 1 of Spider. I might even read Spider book 2. Because I know once I read 7, 8, and 9, this will actually go into spoiler territory for season 2 of the anime.
Wow.
Because after I think chapter 7 is when he gets the bath, and the bath scene is the last thing that happens in the anime. Episode 12 of the anime is him buying the bath, him giving Fel a bath, and then Fel getting the Earth Dragon, and then that sets up shenanigans. And then I know what happens kind of because of the manga, but after that it's like it's all new stuff. So,
which I'm excited for, because I know nothing.
Bada boom. There we go.
That way I won't trip up on future knowledge.
Yeah. It's just one of those things to where like you get into a certain series and you'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to watch the anime, or I'm going to read the manga, and then I'm going to read the light novel. And it's just sometimes things happen in a different order than they happened in another one of the mediums. And so that way it's like, okay, well, did this happen this time, or does that happen later? And no, it's totally reasonable for you to just have some of that mixed up in your head. It's completely reasonable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it on my side.